Basking in the last sunlight, cracked bedroom door in a pitch black night. This is a guerrilla war, not a fist fight. The vulnerable lose sight of beauty and purpose and plight. Trim the hedges, mark the benches. We forgot to screw our loose heads in, puffin' Turkish delights in garages too tight. Cannabis smoke plumes to the ceiling, popcorn white, blotch paint neon bright, staining the construction site. Work to live and live to work for few rights. The meager wages, craft overflowing spite, resentment in the form of feeding the hand that bites. Reciting vernacular, I'll attempt to rewrite these hollow words when my thought process causes an internal fright. Paranoia clings to an ear mite. Self-expression is all I attain in the garden of consistent mundane. Jaded, impatiently praying in the rain, dissociated at the window pane. The deed is done with a nail in the coffin and a pool in crimson blood stain. Bodies on bodies in building lobbies, we stake the river of flooding flames. Kicking the lions in their serpent fangs, we misdiagnose the clinically insane. The deranged led astray a bucket of water for horses, but you can't make them drink the submerged plains. Perplexed in the membrane, so thin are the walls of shame. For profit, everything artificial gain. They worship the devils, we attempt to abstain. Giving solid advice to those detained, a part of the new age chain gangs. Using the left side of my brain to create masterful works that fire synapses like cocaine. At the bottom of the bag there's a giant drain. Rid this algae-ridden mucky waste of the evil it contains. I'm the snail you torture with salt and the cruise liner smashed with tidal waves. Barbed Wire and Maxwell 2024, and on and on. How does one remain calm when the golden plains are turned to murky swamps? Under duress, the physical harm forbidden becomes haram. A swan singing its last dying song to an audience too self-absorbed to experience outward awe. A common myth that you'll escape the vast reach of the long arm of the law. Can we save our species from the torment of a long fall? An ambulance won't ever be called. We don't own the rights to this realm, can't stop or press pause. Constantly mumbling and trudging through the on. The gaping maws, sipping warm water through paper straws and clenched jaws. Callous feet on the trail from my own tears. These boots made for walking rough raw. Our body's temple is a post-apocalyptic Taj Mahal. You gotta learn to crawl before you fall. Temptation's too strong to be led astray in the clouds of thick fog. Cured cannabinoids and grain alcohol, drown in this expansive metropolis sprawl. Hazy daydreams plague my prefrontal cortex, looking up at gray stone walls. Surrounded by a depression aerosol, absent for roll call, but I found that above all, I need to be present when life throws the curveballs.
Marijuana, stimulating, mind expanding, safer to use than alcohol. It's the in thing, the hula hoop of the jet generation. Marijuana is an intoxicating, mind-muddling drug, and is much a part of growing up as smoking corn silk behind the back fence. This has been the public service message of the American Medical Association and your local station.
Our great escape is allowing the fate to ease. Lighten the loader, kick the bucket, no freedom for the weak. The boiling water is set to scald me. How can my heart be this big if I'm human size small? Like a Russian doll I collapse, and I never get up again. You know what they say, it's a new year, it's a new me, right? That ain't always the case. Once in a lifetime or twice in a blue moon, wrapped around my fingers, sip the black tea at high noon. The overwhelming sadness consumes residual negative feelings, the heartache. I'm left singing the moody blues. One man stuffed with emotion, no human is ever immune. From the thrashing waves, thunder and lightning typhoons. It's the season of monsoons, El Nino addressing the Macedon lurking in the corner of the room. Piff smoke plumes as I witness the heavy haze of the daily gloom settle upon society like a layer of algae on a stagnant lagoon. Keep your wits about you, make sure your reactions are fine-tuned when traversing life's endless sacred sand dunes. The last person belly up at a bar stool in the saloon. I wasn't raised with a silver spoon. I felt the heat of the sun rays at quite an early age, but the colder my heart became, the more distance I portrayed. To my loved ones, I'm sorry I evaded you and self-marooned, but I've found that as long as we're keeping love afloat between each other, the past is just a past. Now I slump aghast at the daily forecast. The cadence has surpassed my frayed psyche. Barbed Wire and Maxwell 2024, and on and on.
Barbed wire, electric.
Unbelievable.
Early in the morning, scripting visions of soul decisions, hieroglyphics scrawled on the walls with determination and precision, reminiscent on the multitude of nearly fatal collisions. Isolate myself from trepidation in the midst of daily cellular division. My short novel itself written non-fiction, but half the story is illegible due to crippling addiction. Finite small print, ink blot diagnosis for colorful prescriptions. Feed the beast within, a new leaf flipped in its same position. Knowledge seeking mission to stamp out my contradictions. There's glass hidden beneath the shallow sand, so tiptoe according to your own volition. MCs claim to be martyrs that survived a public crucifixion. Ghost riders carry the burden of public superstition. A well that's been wished in, corroded copper pennies flicked in. Consistent repetition, this is a final draft of a composition that only arouses underground competition. We formed a producers coalition, our talents sync with our ambitions, dropping an abundance of munitions, like Kissinger and Richard Nixon, a gaggle of experienced musicians. Our spirits intertwining, creating new additions to the discography that blesses thee with newly formed convictions. Crafting a plethora of portraits and vivid outlandish depictions. Participate at your own discretion, who, what, where, and why. I'm posing searchable questions. Master of manipulation through trials and tribulations, there's always a lesson. Seek and gain the foundation for self-expression. Reality's a two-headed snake, admitted false confessions.